Hello everybody and welcome back to another beautiful reading. So this is for everybody. These readings are to empower you. They're energetic messages that come in for you, for everybody. Okay? If you saw the title and you went, there might be something in here, most definitely there is something in here for you. Okay? No doubt about it. Trust me on this. I think that they're coming in soft, they're coming in sweet, and they're coming in quiet. And sometimes I feel that that's how you know that something's meant for you. When it comes in, just kind of softly speaking to your soul and saying, hey, listen up. There's some stuff here that that you can see. Now, you guys can do it at any point in time. It's just that I make it a point to do this every day. Okay, make it a point to connect myself to energy, to my guides, and to kind of come in here and want to give you something. Okay, I want to contribute to the world in a way that's going to empower people, and that's my goal. That's my goal. And enjoying myself, making a few pennies on the way, so that I can sustain this beautiful way of living. So thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed, everybody who's hitting that like, because that, you know, just brings in more people. Commenting brings in more people. Sharing brings in more people. So thank you so much for anybody who's done that so far. And hopefully by the end of this video, I will have gained more subscribers. Okay? We're just going to leave it like that. That's all I really want. I want views. I want the message to be heard. And I want people to go forward with a little bit more, I don't know, maybe meditative thinking on their way to betterment. Okay? So, the first card that came in was Transformation, as you've seen. Now, what I do after I've done shuffling the cards and putting them down, I take a look, just a big picture look. I've started doing this because that's really what I want to do. I love taking things apart. I'm a puzzle person, right? So I like taking things apart, putting them back together. See what comes back towards me, within me. I do a meditative thing, and I love this, okay? This is so definitely my thing. So right away what I've noticed is all of these dark kind of theme. Do you see what I mean? You can see it. Look at it. Look at this butterfly. It's dark. It's a black butterfly. It's not adorned with all those colors that you usually see. It's a butterfly that's been through it. Here you have an eclipse going on in the background. The world is thrown into darkness for this cat. You also have the impeccability card, which is less about this word, but more about the darkness and the shining of knowledge. You know, that hermit energy where you're in a cave. You've been there. You've had that dark corner where you're just kind of, you know, taking in that moment, putting in that focus on one thing. You also have this beautiful card of opening, where you see this beautiful flower kind of blooming in a dark forest. I love that. You have this Queen of Pentacles that almost feels like she's hiding in a canopy. Not hiding, but maybe just sitting, you know, protected by her canopy. You have this, at first I thought this was the odd card, but the more I looked at it, I saw that there is this dark tent back here. There is that space. And again, the blindfoldedness, and then there is this water. Okay? I feel like you could go in here and be be inside the protectiveness of water. If you've ever dove into water, it kind of just, it takes all of your senses away from you. You just kind of hear the blah, but it's very deep, very cocooning. So if I was to say, I feel a cocooning kind of energy coming in with all of them right off the bat. As soon as I started. If you hear any scratching in the back, it's my rabbit. She has kind of a platform that's that makes that noise, and then she kind of just, you know, her claws kind of scratch it. She's trying to flip over to take a nap, and yep, she is completely flipped over napping, but she tends to make those scratching noises. Okay, you hear her again back there. She's getting comfortable. Okay, so, and she doesn't have just a plastic thing. That's just where her litter box, and she kind of, I guess she likes the cool. She also has a carpeted area. Just for people who are like listening, go, how dare you put your rabbit on plastic? I don't. It's just, it's cleaner for the litter box though. But there's a little space right beside it, and she likes to get out of the litter and just kind of flip over there. I think it's just a coolness. It's a pet friendly container, so I think it would be okay. All right. And let's face it, she wouldn't be in there if she didn't like it. Okay, enough about the rabbit, Jane. I'm getting it. All right, so let's go back here. For anybody who's new, I just wanted to let them know what the noise was. All right, so when I look at this vulnerability card, okay, I'm actually going to start with that because that's what I started writing about. Let's take how beautiful that is, by the way. The vulnerability card. When I looked at it, I thought to myself, it's not only putting yourself out there in a vulnerable place, because I read up a little bit about it. It's about, because of this darkness theme that I saw, it's about looking at your shadows and taking accountability and responsibility for them. You ever notice that some people, something happens and they go, it's not me. It's everybody, but it's not me. I didn't do it. It's that person. It's this person. It's everybody else but me. And these people don't take accountability for themselves. They don't even want to look at anything that might say that they screwed up or did something wrong. I'm going to tell you something. When you can ascertain whether you really did or didn't, okay, it's not going all one way of taking blame for everything or not taking blame for anything. When you're able to call yourself out when you've done something idiotic, I've done plenty of idiot things, and say, look, why did you do that to yourself? Or tell the other person, I don't know why I did that to you. That was kind of, dense and dumb. You are putting yourself in a vulnerable position. It's almost like you're feeling like you're putting yourself out there to be judged or to even judge yourself. But when you're able to look at your shadows and fix them and go forward in spite of them, vulnerability becomes a power. And I'm going to tell you why. Vulnerability becomes a power because it helps you create a new circumstance. And when you bring down 39, it's 12 plus 1 plus 2 is 3. That's exactly what you're seeing here. Vulnerability is power. It's showing you that you can become very powerful in what you do and what you say. You can become a superpower because you're somebody who's not fluffing the edges. You're not cutting corners. You're seeing everything for exactly what it looks like, and you're calling it out. Okay? You're not afraid of the darkness. You're not afraid of the shadows. And I love that. I love that. That's the first thing that can come out. It's like, yeah, vulnerability is a superpower. Okay? You take accountability and responsibility for it. It's beautiful. Let's take a look at the open card. Like I said, the impeccability, from what I feel from energy, it's less about the word, it's more about the image. I feel that the image is more important in this case, this beautiful image. I'm getting a lot of, let's see here. Oh, I think in 2025, lighting is going to be the thing that I perfect. I obviously do not have a perfect lighting. For anybody who's in the crowd right now, who's listening, let me know. Like for, a little cubby that's a little dark, what do you suggest? Okay, so here we go. I love this kind of dark, beautiful cocoon space. That's what I felt more from looking at it. Not only that, this goes down 10 and then to 1. I do feel the magic of the moment. I feel that magic happens when you are ready to receive. We see that with the Queen here as well. You see this Queen of Receiving? She's kind of sitting there, letting it come in. There's a lot coming in with this card. I really love it. I absolutely love it. I want this space for myself. All right. I'm actually feeling a little vulnerable, like, you know, saying stuff like the bunny rabbit. I want to tell you, like, I broke a nail, really. And this is just why, because I'm trying to tell you my imperfect video skills, my imperfect lighting, my imperfect nails. I feel like I'm trying to defend myself, you know, and it's weird. I feel like a lot to do it in this video. So I feel this is in itself, don't make excuses for yourself, or don't feel like you've got to explain certain things, you know, like, you know what you're doing. But it's okay to also just let people know. And it's not just to have them go, oh, you're doing it wrong. It's just to say, look, this is what's going on, right? No, there's no perfection here. There's no perfection here. There's no perfection here, especially with me. There's no perfection here. Okay? I love the opening. I love the opening. So, be open to receive the gifts of the universe. There's nothing to fear. So you allow your vulnerability to shine. Okay. So right away, I'm reading this card, and this card from a completely different deck has the word vulnerability. Like, honestly, there it is. See? Allow your vulnerability to shine. There you go. Right away, it comes in. It's attached to it. It's connected. There's the magic right away. Okay? Allow it to shine. Open up to it. Yes, you're one very fragile flower in a cocooned forest that could at any moment be squished, absolutely. But is that going to stop you from being who you are right now? Is that going to stop you from being the beautiful being that you are at this moment? No. And if we've learned anything from nature, is that it's very resilient. Okay? It's very resilient. It will constantly try to come back, to grow again, to bloom where it is. Okay? You ever seen like people who have concrete and then in between the cracks you see Mother Nature trying to come back up again? Okay? It's a constant battle because she is very resilient, and so are you. So are you. Okay? Vulnerability doesn't mean broken. Vulnerability is just saying, here I am, flawed. Like me, bad lighting, broken nails, noisy bunny, right? Here I am, I'm flawed. But I'm here, and I'm okay. I want you to feel comfortable, even with my vulnerable self. And I'm not afraid to be vulnerable, okay? Like I said, you don't need to explain yourself, but you can explain yourself. What I meant to say is you don't need to make excuses for yourself. You don't need to make excuses for your vulnerabilities or your mistakes. You can ask for forgiveness if you've done something wrong to somebody or feel like you have. You can have honest discussions and not run away from it. You can say, well, I had this, definite thought about something, but the more I listen to it from this, that, and everywhere, I realize that maybe there's a different perspective. Be allowed to change your mind. Be allowed to be wrong. Be allowed to be right. Be allowed to be vulnerable. Okay? So, I love that. So, let's see. I'm going to look at the collaboration of souls here. I love this one too. I love I love all my decks. If that's not apparent by now to all of you, that would be surprising. Either you're new, which is okay, welcome, or you just haven't picked up on the fact. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Your greatest asset is the soul connection you make with others, and those that you make and foster at this time will bring fruitful change in your life. I love this. That's good. Look for like-minded people, right? Which sacred unions are you pursuing? This is also important. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Critical know-it-alls? We've all had a few of those. People who know better than you? Yeah, I love sometimes the people who make comments and they're very mean. You can have a constructive comment and still be very nice. But sometimes people go, you know, they say it in judgment. Well, you're wrong. You're doing that wrong. As if they're like perfection. You know, I always like to think I wouldn't like anybody to harshly criticize me. Oh, I've made mistakes often. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Absolutely. Let's just leave it at that. But you know, which sacred unions are you pursuing? Are you around people who make you feel worse? Are you in situations that make you feel worse? That make you feel like you want to defend yourself for anything that you might do? You know, sometimes we put ourselves out there. Sometimes in YouTube land, like I am here, I feel the need to tell people, well, this is like that. This is like this. And my regulars get frustrated. Jane, you don't have to explain. But sometimes we put ourselves in situations where we know we will be judged. And it's hard to break the habit. So, which sacred unions are you pursuing? Long-term commitments and strategic partnerships are based on trust, love, respect, and an alignment of values. And it's time to actively call collaboration partners into your life. Mentors, clients, friends, lovers. Who do you intend to dance with? And here comes this card. Who do you intend to dance with? Isn't that funny? I'm reading this one, and this one came in with it. Everything's connected. Okay? You have a choice, and this mutual beneficial union will be a merging of two or more interconnected souls who are veritable kindred spirits. Be clearly defining who you are, what you desire, what you need. You will help them recognize you as you set out to find one another. Know what you want and what you do not. What you don't want. What's being blocked from your view. Right? And seek an open and honest exchange with others. No more blindfolds. No more blindfolds. When your actions are a truthful reflection of the relationships you expect to find, a perfect people will show up exactly at the right time. You want to know why? Because you put an energetic vibe out there. You say, I'm looking for people who are like me. I'm looking for people, and when those yakety-yak know-it-alls come in, you're just going to dismiss them. They're kind of going to bounce off of your energy because you're not going to stay in that area. You're just going to clam up, shut up, move on. You're not going to really stick around. You're not going to give them an opening. Okay? So, are you surrounding yourself with people who enable negative thinking and also harsh self-criticism, right? Who make you want to defend your shadows instead of looking at them. That's perfect. If you're spending your time trying to prove to people that I'm an okay person. I'm an okay person. Okay? With whom do you share positive interactions? Those are the people you need to pay attention to. Which conversations elevate you? Who raises you up and boosts your energy? What habits are anchoring negative states of interaction? Are they a type of relationship you'd like to call into your life? a lover, a mentor, partner, teacher, student, etc. Where can you actively seek these relationships? You know, the best way I would say is think of where you would hang out. Is it a library? Is it a book lover? Right? And it's not just a book lover. I mean, you could go to a bookstore and somebody could be reading about something you have no interest of. Go in the actual section of the stuff you like to read and see if you can find anybody there. That's a great place to start. You can find friends and people of like-minded. And you can even, you know, pipe up and talk and speak and build and form relationships. I know how hard it is today to do these things. I know it's hard. I went to a New Year's party where I clearly felt and saw people who had probably not been totally out in a huge crowd situation since the pandemic, and I felt their uncomfortable energy just permeating from them. It was like a big flag flying. Be the person to help people out of their shells, especially if you can, especially if you're feeling it. Reach out of your comfort zone and speak to people and say, hi, how are you? How are you today? And be kind about it. Not creepy, just kind. If they flinch, you can back away. If they respond and engage, you can continue on. But keep trying, okay? It's time to bloom, but it's also time to really hone in. Not to see vulnerabilities as something to protect, but to show people that we're like them. That I have a messy house like you. That I have a junk drawer that looks like crap. That some of my relationships have messy outcomes some days. Because I say the wrong thing or they say the wrong thing. We're all human. We're all having this experience together. Sometimes you say the wrong word. Sometimes you're not having the right feeling. Sometimes you get frustrated at things. I know as an empath, when I'm overstimulated, it's not pretty. I get very angry. And anybody disrupting my peace is it's a very dangerous part. I'm also of a certain age, so yeah, that can get dangerous too. So what you're seeing here is somebody who's completely in tune with their energies at the moment, but that doesn't mean that I have it all together. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay to share that with you. You should be okay to be who you are, but strive to be more, to transform, and transport yourself into a higher level in spite of the things you think you're failing at. Okay? Actively search out people who are willing to be human, but are also always willing to search out how to get better, to acknowledge when they stumble, and acknowledge when they're succeeding, and acknowledge you for being fantastic just the way you are. To be open and beautiful. And then you should be absolutely good. Honestly, you should be good with all of this. Like, I could keep on going, absolutely, because, well, it's something I'm very passionate about. But you know what? I think that you've gotten what you needed out of this. I think that this is something that somebody needed to hear. I hope that you've enjoyed this week's readings. This will be the last one for the week. Of course, on Sunday, I'm going to be doing Pisces again for my Pisces. And then all week, I do for everybody. And that's 4 videos a week. If you're a member, you have 5, because I post one on Saturday. So invite your friends. Let them know. It would be greatly helpful. Now I'm going to leave you with this. Right up here in this corner, you're going to see an icon from my other channel, Life Path Number Tarot. And that one, if you don't know how to do it, just calculate your birthday to the smallest denominator, and you'll be able to know what that is. There is a video on that channel explaining that as well as soon as you click on it. And over here, there's going to be a video on this channel, maybe something else you'd like to watch. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you a lot of love, light, and blessings. Bye for now.